Let's take a quick look at Pocahontas getting unhinged.
That's not the question. You have said
you're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies.
My
yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
No, I am not. Best and brightest, Pocahontas. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, and corruption and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. But to conquer anything, you gotta be strong. Here to help us get stronger is nature's multivitamin, grass-fed beef liver. I don't like to have days where I have poor mental focus, low energy, or a poor mood. That's why I'm using grass-fed beef liver every day. Get yours at ancestralsupplements.com/JP Reacts. And for a very American 15% off, use promo code JP Reacts. We had some of the absolute true colors come out of some of our politicians that I don't know for sure, but I think they have rabies. And I think Pocahontas, aka Elizabeth Warren, and crazy Bernie Sanders, we're not here to cover is the RFK confirmation hearings. Like those happened. And as of just recently, he's been confirmed by the Senate Finance Committee, sending the vote to the full committee. Hopefully his confirmation goes fully through. But here we're covering the insanity and quite frankly, the embarrassment of these emotionally rabid pharmaceutical industry puppets. RFK's confirmation hearings were a beautiful thing. I'm not here to talk about how amazing he is, how good of a person, and what good he will do as the HHS secretary, though I think it will be amazing. I'm here to talk about the raw sewage of our politicians that he brought out. Here's why I think RFK Jr. brought out the absolute worst true colors, albeit the worst of them, from these politicians that are just big pharma puppets. RFK Jr. stands for the truth. He is a powerful light of truth. Very threatening to those who operate in the shadows with hidden agendas and, backdoor deals. So it's just like you shine a light on a bunch of rabid sewer rats, they scurry. And that's the exact energy we saw coming out of these hypocritical puppets. In fact, before we get to Pocahontas screaming and hollering, and then Bernie Sanders, doing the same thing and them lying, let's start with the hypocritical part of this. Here you can see Laura Loomer on Rumble getting a quick question in with Elizabeth Warren as she's walking along in her purple pantsuit.
Senator Warren, is your acceptance of $5.2 million from Big Pharma since 2020 the reason why you don't want RFK Jr. suing Big Pharma? Is that why?
Pay attention. We're about to see a lie.
Check my website. I don't take contributions from Big Pharma executives. I don't take any corporate PAC money. And you and your allies already know that.
You look at my website that reaffirms the same lie. What Elizabeth might not know is we can look at other websites that aren't hers. Open Secrets being one of them, which shows Elizabeth Warren. She ranks third on most contributions received from the pharmaceutical industry. That's great. Only behind Ralph Warnock, and number one on the list, Bernie Sanders, who also hypocritically and outright lies directly to RFK Jr.'s face when RFK calls him out on accepting money from the pharmaceutical industry as they're grilling him as the big pharma puppets they are. We'll see that in a second. And the picture says 1,000 words. This one kind of says like 4 words. Pocahontas, you'll never be confirmed. And then you see whose bidding she's actually doing. I wonder if Senator Warren will put this on her website. Now let's backtrack on the opening clip we saw. We'll add a little more context. This is Elizabeth Warren talking to RFK Jr. I wouldn't say talking to him, but talking at him, listing all these things he could do if he's confirmed that would hurt the pharmaceutical industry. Now, literally everything she's listing is, well, if that needs to be done, that would help the American people and protect them from the shadow side of the pharmaceutical industry and their lack of liability. So she's just, in my opinion, as dumb as she is, she's just sitting there making a great case why RFK Jr. should be confirmed. And he was. Let's take a look.
Friends at the law firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information.
You could change vaccine labeling and make them put the ingredients on the label. You could do that, and that would be bad, wouldn't it, Elizabeth?
Rules. You could change which claims are compensated.
Which claims are compensated? You mean not give the companies blanket immunity? You mean that, Elizabeth? We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first, with Valentine's Day fast approaching, isn't it time to start gifting a new type of love language? The sound of love. So this Valentine's Day, discover true love's perfect pair. Raycon's everyday earbuds. I find Raycon's everyday earbuds are my perfect partner for the gym, work, or phone calls. They offer premium audio that goes wherever you go. Now forgive me, I'm not an Apple shill. I just like the best products that I find. Get this, Raycon's latest model offers a 32-hour battery life and multi-point connectivity that allows you to pair with 2 devices at once. And these earbuds also come with active noise cancellation, which is difficult to find, but you got it here. And I find this is a game changer when I'm working. There's noise and distractions in the house. I am just locked in and focused. And the Raycon earbuds are also weatherproof and sweat resistant, which means I can go as hard as I want in the gym, and these got my back the whole time. And check this out. I also love the Raycon's protective case covers. They come in a variety of different styles and colors, and I think this one complements the black beautifully. You get to express your style while enjoying wireless charging capabilities. Raycon's everyday earbuds are now a staple in my life, and they make a perfect gift for Valentine's Day. Go to buyraycon.com/JPReacts where you get 20% off site-wide. That's right, you'll get 20% off everything on Raycon's website, including 20% off on headphones too, when you go to buyraycon.com/JPReacts. Enjoy. Now back to the video.
The vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits.
That's why he's up for nomination. We want his influence on exactly everything she's saying.
While you are Secretary of HHS, and I'm asking you to commit right now that you will not take a financial stake in every one of those lawsuits so that what you do as Secretary will also benefit you financially down the line.
I'll comply with all the ethical guidelines.
That's not the question. You have said
You're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Look, no one should be fooled here.
I love the unhinged. She's supposed to be a senator. Now, clearly she's not. In this position, she's acting as a big pharma representative. But nonetheless, she's still supposed to be playing the role of a senator. Can you imagine someone who is this easily emotionally dysregulated helping run the country? Do you know how insane that is? I don't. Leave a comment below. Let me know how insane this is, because I can't comprehend it. Let's watch her lose it one more time just to remind ourselves of this self-proclaimed Native American ex.
Sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies.
No, I am not.
Yeah, you are.
RFK Jr. is so centered. He's like, yeah, you are.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Look, no one should be fooled here.
We're not, Elizabeth, because information like this helps us to not be fooled. Now, we all know Bernie Sanders is a good guy. He's equally as good as Elizabeth Warren. I think he's like I don't know if he identifies as man, but if he is a man, he is just the male version of the unhinged Elizabeth Warren. We'll see him getting unhinged in just a second, in the face of him being just called out on truth. And you watch him try to cover it with piss poor lies. So you can see here, ABC News, who certainly wouldn't be bashing Bernie. Bernie Sanders accepted pharma executives' donations prior to new pledge. Shocker. And we can just remind ourselves, who's a politician that received the most pharmaceutical industry donations? Well, that would be Bernie Sanders. That would be Bernie Sanders. We just want to keep this in mind as we watch this next clip.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world.
But just that statement, I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world. Bernie's going to argue against that. It's like, Bernie, why don't you want America to be healthier than other countries in the world? Well, as a top pharmaceutical industry donor receiver, and I've never received even a nickel, we don't want health. We don't need these drugs if we have health.
Well, right now,
will you guarantee do what every other major country does? It's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie,
did you see that boss move? Bernie Sanders, by the way, Bobby, RFK Jr. no slouch. He knows what's going on. Bernie's trying to big dog him instead of referring to him as Mr. Kennedy. That would be the respectful thing to do during these proceedings. He's like, yeah, Bobby, RFK. By the way, Bernie.
The problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies.
Can you feel Bernie start to get agitated?
It's in Congress, too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came.
Bernie says he didn't receive any money from pharmaceutical executives or the industry. Just to fact check that, Bernie Sanders accepted pharma executives' donations prior to new pledge. Okay. And open secrets, which the bad thing about open secrets is they're not so much a secret. Bernie, they're out in the open. Hence the term open secrets. Bernie Sanders, Vermont, $1.953 million. Okay, so Bernie's telling the truth. It's just the truth in an alternate reality. Go on, Bernie.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money
from workers all over this country.
It's the pharmaceutical industry, Bernie. No, all the pharmaceutical industry contributions were from workers all over the country. How big are RFK Jr.'s balls just speaking this truth to power to a committee that's just meant to be hyenas, but the fact that he knows what it's about, he's not cowering down, didn't do it at all. And like, okay, I need to kind of play it safe, try to get their approval. This is a man who stands for truth. He just brought the truth directly to their freaking reptilian faces.
Workers, not a nickel from corporate tax.
Of course, not a nickel. It was $1.953 million.
Single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right.
So many millions. Yeah, it was out of 200 million, so it's basically not a nickel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am grateful for Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, how they're absolute rabid, emotional puppetry of the pharmaceutical industry came out during the RFK Jr. hearings because it shows us who they really are. And we've known who they really are. It's just getting more obvious than ever. And here's the moral of the story. When you boldly stand in truth, evil reveals itself because it panics. Evil can't compete with truth because evil functions with lies, manipulation, deception, and secrecy. When you have big, bold truth, in this case showing up in the physical form of RFK Jr., the evil panics because it cannot survive truth when it's directly shined into the territory of evil. And that's what we saw with Pocahontas and Crazy Bernie, and I'm grateful for it. With that said, let me know what you think of Crazy Bernie and Pocahontas in the comments below. I'm sure it'll be flattering, and I'll see you in our next video. But until then, keep conquering with truth.